Over 300 million years ago, Earth's continents collided to form one massive landmass known as Pangea, covering nearly a third of the planet's surface. This supercontinent wasn't just a geographical marvel, it set the stage for the deadliest era in Earth's history, marked by extreme climates and catastrophic extinctions. Here's a striking fact: the Permian-Triassic extinction wiped out about 90% of marine species. Did you know how this ancient world shaped the future of life on Earth? Formation of Pangea. The Earth once held a secret so vast and powerful that it reshaped the entire planet, an ancient supercontinent called Pangea. Around 335 million years ago, the restless movements of tectonic plates forced all the separate landmasses to collide and merge into one colossal landmass, stretching from pole to pole. This wasn't just a simple joining of continents, it was a monumental event that transformed Earth's geography, climate, and life forever. Pangea's formation created a world unlike anything we see today, a single massive expanse of land surrounded by a global ocean. This immense size meant that the interior regions were isolated from the moderating effects of the sea, leading to harsh, unforgiving conditions. Vast deserts sprawled across the heart of Pangea, where temperatures soared during the day and plummeted at night, creating a relentless environment that tested the limits of survival. The merging of continents also triggered intense geological activity, with earthquakes and volcanic eruptions shaking the land and spewing clouds of ash and toxic gases into the atmosphere. These dramatic changes set the stage for one of the deadliest chapters in Earth's history. Yet, amid this chaos, life found ways to adapt and evolve, laying the groundwork for future species. Understanding Pangea's formation is not just about looking back at a lost world, it's about unraveling the forces that have shaped the planet's past and continue to influence its future. This colossal supercontinent was the foundation of an era marked by extremes, survival, and transformation, making it one of the most fascinating and deadly periods in Earth's history. Extreme climate conditions. When a supercontinent as massive as Pangea dominates the Earth, the climate doesn't just change, it becomes extreme and unforgiving. Far from the calming influence of the oceans, the vast interior of Pangea was a brutal desert wasteland. Without nearby seas to provide moisture, these inland regions baked under scorching heat during the day, often reaching temperatures that would challenge any living creature. But when night fell, the heat vanished almost instantly, plunging the land into freezing cold. This dramatic temperature swing created one of the harshest environments Earth has ever seen, where survival was a daily battle against nature's extremes. The lack of humidity and rainfall meant that water was scarce, and plants struggled to grow, limiting food sources for animals. Meanwhile, the edges of Pangea near the coasts experienced more moderate conditions, but the vast majority of life had to endure this relentless desert climate. These extreme conditions also influenced wind patterns, stirring up massive dust storms that could blot out the sun and further disrupt ecosystems. This wasn't just a tough era for life, it was a time that tested the very limits of adaptation and resilience. The climate extremes of Pangea shaped the evolution of species, forcing them to develop unique survival strategies or face extinction. Understanding this brutal climate helps us grasp why Pangea's era is remembered as one of the deadliest in Earth's history, where only the toughest could endure the relentless heat, cold, and dryness. Volcanic activity and toxic atmosphere. Volcanoes don't just shape landscapes, they can rewrite the fate of life itself. During the era of Pangea, volcanic activity reached terrifying heights, unleashing massive eruptions that blanketed the sky with ash and toxic gases. These eruptions weren't isolated events, they were part of a series of colossal volcanic outbursts that released enormous amounts of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. The result? A deadly cocktail that poisoned the air, acidified rainstorms, and plunged the planet into environmental chaos. This toxic atmosphere choked plant life, disrupted food chains, and created conditions so harsh that many species couldn't survive. Acid rain, born from volcanic gases mixing with moisture, scoured the land and freshwater sources, making survival even more difficult. The volcanic ash also blocked sunlight, cooling the earth temporarily but causing devastating impacts on photosynthesis, the process plants rely on to grow. This chain reaction rippled through ecosystems, weakening animals that depended on plants and triggering widespread extinctions. The volcanic fury of Pangea was a key player in the deadliest mass extinction in Earth's history, the Permian-Triassic event, which wiped out a staggering number of species. These eruptions remind us how powerful Earth's internal forces can be, capable of reshaping the atmosphere and life on a global scale. Understanding this volcanic nightmare helps explain why the time of Pangea was not only a period of great geological change, but also one of the deadliest eras our planet has ever faced. The Permian-Triassic extinction event. Some moments in Earth's history are so catastrophic they kinda redefine life itself, and the Permian-Triassic extinction event was exactly that. Occurring about 252 million years ago, this mass extinction wiped out nearly 90% of marine species and around 70% of land-dwelling creatures, making it the deadliest extinction ever recorded. The causes were, pretty complex, but the supercontinent Pangea played a starring role. Its massive size and extreme environmental conditions created a perfect storm of stressors. Volcanic eruptions released toxic gases, the climate swung wildly, and habitats shrank dramatically. These factors combined to devastate ecosystems on an unprecedented scale. Oceans became oxygen-poor dead zones, suffocating marine life, while on land, harsh deserts and acid rains made survival nearly impossible. The extinction wasn't just a quick event, it actually unfolded over thousands of years, reshaping life's trajectory on Earth. This catastrophe cleared the way for new species to evolve, including the ancestors of dinosaurs and mammals. Understanding the Permian-Triassic extinction reveals just how fragile life can be when faced with rapid environmental upheaval, and how Earth's systems are deeply interconnected. It's a chilling reminder that even the most dominant life forms can vanish when conditions turn deadly, marking Pangea's era as one of the most perilous chapters in our planet's story. Lack of coastal habitats. When a supercontinent like Pangea forms, it drastically reshapes the world's coastlines, and that can mean disaster for countless species. With all the land masses fused together, the total length of coastlines shrank dramatically, wiping out many shallow marine habitats that are crucial for biodiversity. These coastal zones are typically rich in nutrients and shelter, serving as nurseries for countless marine creatures. Without these safe havens, many species lost their breeding grounds and feeding areas, which put enormous pressure on their survival. The vast interior of Pangea was far from the sea, so most life had to endure harsh, dry conditions, with limited access to water and food. This lack of coastal environments meant fewer opportunities for life to thrive and diversify. The shrinking of these habitats contributed to the mass extinction events that marked Pangea's era, as species that depended on coastal ecosystems struggled to adapt or faced extinction. It's a stark reminder that geography can directly influence life's chances on Earth. The loss of coastline wasn't just a minor change. It was a major factor in making Pangea's time one of the deadliest eras in our planet's history. Understanding how the supercontinent's formation squeezed coastal habitats helps us see how interconnected Earth's systems are, and how changes in one area can ripple across the entire biosphere. Gigantic inland seas and their role. Even in the harshest environments, life finds pockets of refuge, and during Pangea's reign, massive inland seas played that crucial role. These enormous bodies of water formed in low-lying areas of the supercontinent, creating isolated aquatic habitats amid the vast deserts and arid landscapes. Though limited compared to today's oceans, these inland seas became vital sanctuaries for marine life struggling to survive the extreme conditions. They provided not only water, but also more stable climates and food sources, allowing species to persist when much of the land was hostile. These seas also influenced local weather patterns, bringing occasional rains that supported surrounding ecosystems. However, these inland waters were often shallow and prone to fluctuations in salinity and oxygen levels, making them challenging environments that only specially adapted organisms could endure. The presence of these seas highlights the complexity of Pangea's ecosystems. While much of the supercontinent was deadly, life clung to these watery oases, evolving unique survival strategies. Studying these ancient inland seas offers valuable insights into how life can persist in extreme conditions and adapt to rapidly changing environments. They were lifelines in a world otherwise dominated by harsh deserts and volcanic upheaval, underscoring the resilience and tenacity of life during one of Earth's deadliest eras. Evolution of early reptiles and mammal precursors. Survival during Pangea's deadly era wasn't just about endurance, it was about evolution and innovation. Early reptiles and the precursors to mammals emerged during this time, developing remarkable adaptations to cope with the harsh environment. These creatures had to face scorching deserts, toxic atmospheres, and scarce resources, which honestly pushed them to evolve new ways to regulate their body temperature, conserve water, and find food. For example, some reptiles developed tougher skin to reduce water loss, while others adapted more efficient respiratory systems to survive in oxygen-poor conditions. These evolutionary leaps laid the foundation for the incredible diversity of life that would follow. Mammal ancestors, though small and fragile-looking, were already experimenting with traits like warm-bloodedness and more complex behaviors, giving them an edge in a world dominated by reptiles. This period was a crucible of natural selection, where only the most adaptable species thrived. The evolutionary innovations born in Pangea's harsh climate set the stage for future dominance by mammals and reptiles alike. Understanding these early adaptations reveals how life can not only survive but also innovate under extreme pressure, turning a deadly era into a launching pad for evolutionary success. This resilience and creativity in the face of adversity make Pangea's time a fascinating chapter in the story of life on Earth. Shifting weather patterns and monsoons. When a landmass as enormous as Pangea dominates the planet, it doesn't just change geography, it rewires the climate system itself. The sheer size of this supercontinent disrupted global weather patterns, creating intense monsoon cycles that brought both devastating floods and prolonged droughts. These monsoons were driven by the extreme temperature differences between Pangea's scorching interior deserts and the surrounding oceans. During the wet season, powerful winds swept moisture deep into the continent, causing sudden, violent storms that could flood vast areas. Then came the dry season, when those same regions baked under relentless heat, turning fertile lands into barren dust bowls. This unpredictable pendulum of weather stressed plants and animals alike, forcing them to adapt quickly or, perish. The monsoon-driven climate also contributed to soil erosion and altered river systems, reshaping landscapes and habitats. These extreme weather swings made life precarious, especially for species already struggling with limited resources and toxic atmospheric conditions. Understanding how Pangea's massive size created such volatile weather patterns reveals why this era was so deadly, and why survival required remarkable resilience. It's a vivid example of how Earth's physical changes ripple through climate and ecosystems, shaping the fate of life on a global scale. Geological evidence left behind. The story of Pangea is etched deep into the rocks beneath our feet, offering a window into a world long gone but never forgotten. Geological evidence, from fossil records to sediment layers and rock formations, paints a vivid picture of the deadliest era Earth has ever faced. Fossils reveal which species thrived and which vanished, showing the dramatic shifts in biodiversity caused by Pangea's harsh conditions. Sediment layers tell tales of ancient deserts, volcanic ash deposits and shifting shorelines, helping scientists reconstruct the climate and environmental upheavals of the time. These clues also uncover the timing and impact of massive volcanic eruptions and the Permian-Triassic extinction event, linking geological activity to biological crises. Rock formations, such as glacial deposits found far from the poles, provide evidence of extreme climate swings and the supercontinent's vast reach. Together, these geological records allow researchers to piece together how Pangea's formation and eventual breakup influenced Earth's climate, ecosystems, and evolutionary pathways. Studying this evidence not only unravels the mysteries of the past, but also offers insights into how our planet responds to massive environmental changes, knowledge that is crucial as we face our own global challenges today. The stones beneath us are silent storytellers, revealing a world where life battled against the odds in one of Earth's most perilous chapters. Breakup of Pangea and its aftermath. The breakup of Pangea was not just the end of a supercontinent, it was the dawn of a new world, reshaping Earth's landscapes, climates, and life forever. Around 175 million years ago, the massive landmass began to fracture, driven by the same tectonic forces that once brought it together. This slow but relentless process created new coastlines, ocean basins, and mountain ranges, transforming the planet's geography and opening up fresh habitats. As the continents drifted apart, climates became more varied and stable, allowing ecosystems to recover from the extreme conditions that had dominated Pangea's era. This breakup paved the way for the rise of dinosaurs, mammals, and countless other species that would come to define the Mesozoic and beyond. The shifting continents also altered ocean currents and weather patterns, fostering greater biodiversity and evolutionary innovation. While Pangea's time was marked by deadly extremes, its breakup sparked renewal and diversification, proving that Earth's history is a cycle of destruction and rebirth. Understanding this transition helps us appreciate how dynamic our planet is, constantly changing and adapting over millions of years. The story of Pangea's breakup is a powerful reminder that even the most formidable forces of nature eventually give way to new beginnings, shaping the world we live in today. Thanks for exploring the incredible story of Pangea with us here at InnoVision Tech. If you enjoyed diving into Earth's deadliest era and want to stay updated on fascinating tech and science topics, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us what amazed you the most or what you want to learn about next. Join our community, and let's keep exploring the future of technology and discovery together.